There's a phenomena that you see in the West, and that is branching electrical discharge patterns known as Lichtenberg figures. I did a video about this, talking about these electrical discharge patterns, and here, but people make these. You can get a piece of wood and get a microwave transformer, and you apply voltage to the piece of wood, and it starts forming these electrical discharge patterns. And here's just another photo showing, or image showing you that. Now, in the video I did called the Lichtenberg figures, this is in Egypt, and you can just see that, and the speculation is that electrical scarring is the cause, and we see it in, when you're on Google Earth, you can see evidence of electrical scarring, or what appears to be evidence of electrical scarring. And it's very similar. So this kind of really gave me another big clue as to trying to figure out what I think is going on. So getting back to Kazakhstan, I wanted to go to Google Earth and take a look at that area, and what I found was pretty interesting and exciting, actually. So this is that mountain, what it's called, the mountain now, Shirkala, in Kazakhstan. Now, if you look around, this is all electrical discharge patterns, and the more of these, by the way, that you see in an area, the more uninhabited it's going to be in general, the more desert-like, uninhabited. But what you also notice is that with these electrical discharge patterns, they're pretty directional, and they're all headed towards this cliff. So the directionality is kind of interesting. And there, again, here's that mountain. I want to take a look at this section where the arrow's pointing to, because I think this really got me started to trying to really start to understand actually what I think we're seeing. So when you zoom in on this particular area, so you get all of these electrical discharge patterns, then there's a cliff formed, right? And then you have more electrical discharge patterns, and another cliff is formed. And then even from there, you have more electrical discharge patterns flowing. So now, at this point, it seemed pretty clear to me that this effect, this of creating these terraces, these cliff faces, is electrical discharge basically. And so there is another area that I want to look at, which is just going to really, I think, seal the case. And it's in this section over here. And I want to show you that real quick. But so I just wanted to measure one of these electrical discharge patterns. I don't know if it's a lightning strike or what it is, but I just wanted to measure it real quick. And I mean, we're looking at miles. So can you, like, that's beyond the scope, and that's just what we can see. But just the size of these things. So it's no wonder this area is so uninhabitable. But so we're going to zoom in on, so we're going to look into this area here. So I've highlighted it. And so again, all the electrical discharge patterns are headed towards these cliffs. So when we zoom in on it, it's interesting because you have all these terraces forming. And what I want to point out here is you see this process started, and then it stopped, and you could see where it was going to continue. But so in my mind, you know, again, the electrical discharge is creating this phenomena, this terrace, what we would probably call terraces. These cliffs are formed in this stepped manner by this event. And check, this is great. Again, the same area, all of these stepped plateaus, and then the process stops here, and then here again. It's being formed, boom, and then it stops here, and then it starts a little bit up again here. But I just mean, like, wow, it's clear as day that all this electrical discharge it's creating this effect, this terraced effect that we're seeing. And I don't know, I thought that pretty much is pretty indicative to me. Now let's take it back to the western United States. We're going to take a look at the Colorado Plateau, which encompasses 4 states. Now they tell us wind and water erosion have shaped the Colorado Plateau with flat-topped mesas, but what I'm saying, it's electrical discharge. And this is the Colorado Plateau, and again, this area got hit the worst, but electrical discharge patterns just all over the place. This whole, in the Grand Canyon would be down here somewhere, but, or just off screen, but yeah, so this whole area is full of these electrical discharges, and what do you see? The terraced effect, right? This is all, we see this all throughout this area, and it's the area that has the most electrical discharge phenomena associated with it. So I think it's a pretty good indicator that it's this event was triggered. What we're seeing here is not mining operations. I don't believe that at all. It's all this electrical discharge is what caused it. And it's what caused this. And even this effect, you see this in, it reminds me of what you see in Petra. So let's have another look at another area in Canada, Horseshoe Canyon, Drumheller. It's in Alberta, Canada. And so look at this giant Lichtenberg figure. I'm talking massive. So there's this canyon, Horseshoe Canyon. So I wanted to zoom in on that real quick and just look at all this. It's just, the earth has been just scoured by this, and it appears that the electrical discharge, these connected with each other. But so what would you expect to see? Now we've established a pattern. Will we see those terraces and that same effect? Well, yeah, it's the exact same thing. And yeah, I think it's the same event. It's causing all of this. In wherever you see those massive electrical discharges, you're probably going to see these, whether they're formations or structures, you're going to see, they're going to look like this. Now let's take it back to that Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. And again, that looks like this. So would we find evidence of a electrical discharge Lichtenberg figure? Well, what do you know? Here's this river flows and down here, and you can see that this national park is tucked right in. Hopefully it's coming through here, but this is all one big Lichtenberg figure, electrical discharge, and I just wanted to measure the length of it, and it's like 60 miles long. And this, again, this national park is tucked in there nicely, and I believe it's over 20 miles wide. So the pattern holds true. And so what you're seeing here is, I believe this event was triggered by all this electrical discharge, and it creates this effect, which is odd. And these spheres are a byproduct of it. This liquefaction, this melting is a byproduct. guess that's all I have for today, but I wish you well, and until next time, take care. Bye.